Welcome back to designing and publishing a website in Figma Sites. In this episode, we're going to create an interactive slider. And just a little disclaimer, this is just a prototype, right? So while you're going to be able to drag this and adjust the position of this element to tie any functionality to this component, you're going to have to introduce some coding, okay? But as a component on a live site, this actually works. So let's get into it. Let me just quickly go over how I want to structure this. So I think that we should be creating a component. We should be starting with a component that is like this handle, the circle, and it's going to be like specific about this component is that we're going to have a container, a frame that's basically going to be the size of the clickable area, but then beyond that area, there's going to be the progress bar essentially protruding to the left side, okay? So this rectangle over here, this thing over here will be contained basically within this frame. So while visually outside, it's going to be still inside in terms of hierarchy. And so then this whole thing is going to be placed into another frame. Okay, this thing's going to be placed into another frame. And then finally, that frame is going to be pasted inside another frame. Don't ask me why, but that's how I'm going to show you. That's how you make this actually work, okay? So it's going to have a not as straightforward of a structure, but that's how you need to make it if you want to make this work. And also additionally, I think that on this button over here, on this actual draggable thing, we could introduce, first of all, we could introduce some kind of a hover state, and maybe we could introduce some kind of a pressed down state. What do you think? So we're going to have some hover, okay, and then we're going to have some pressed down state. Maybe that, I think that could look good actually. Okay, so let's get into it. And as usual, if you want to save time and support the channel, you can check the link in the description where you can find the source file for all of this. And if you purchase this source file, you're going to be able to access everything we have created in this series so far and everything we are going to be creating in this series. So it's lifetime access. And the other thing is that if you're interested in one-on-one live call with me, you can now book one also using the link in this description. That's both for coaching and consulting purposes, and it's going to be 100% personalized just for you. Okay, so let us get started. I'm going to begin by creating a frame. So F on my keyboard, click and drag. And I think this slider container should be around 40. Let's try 40. I think, yeah, that seems about right. So let me do slider handle, rename this to slider handle, and let me remove the background. Okay, so this is going to be our base frame. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a circle. I'm going to press O on my keyboard and click once and then change the dimensions of this to 40 by 40 so that it fits exactly within the frame. I'm going to grab it and do Option H, Option V, and then rename that to just circle probably. And I'm going to make it like gray or something. Or maybe actually let me make it blue. Okay, let me make this blue because we want to show some kind of interactivity. Next thing we need to do is actually decide how wide is this slider gonna be. I think we could go for, let's go for 300 pixels. Let's go for 300 pixels. And I'm gonna create a frame that is 300 by 20 and probably change that to 300 by 16 since we want to use multiples of 8. And so now let me actually rename this one to slider container. And I am going to now create a rectangle. This rectangle is going to be, let's see, if we position this slider all the way over here, let's say, all the way over here. I think we need a rectangle that is the same width, right? So that's going to be the same. So 300 by 16. I'm going to also make this blue as well. And then I'm going to take this rectangle and actually take this and put it inside the slider handle frame. Now you can't see it, but that's because of clip content. Let me disable that. And let me actually do Option V on this one. And using my arrows, I'm going to position this, this bar over here, somewhere around here. I'm going to put it below the circle by pressing Command left bracket. I'm also going to rename this to slider progress or something. And I think I'm going to make it slightly darker. Okay, so we're going to go for slightly darker, like this. Okay, so that you can actually differentiate this slider against the handle. Now, what I'm going to do is, as you can see, this now has the size 40 by 40, but this thing is kind of extends beyond the edges of this container. Okay, so visually outside, hierarchically inside. Okay, I'm gonna take this and create a component from that, and then I'm gonna actually create a variant. So let me create a variant. Let me extend this all the way over here, and then let me just move this so we can see the whole thing. Let's do default, and then this one's gonna be hover. Let's do hover. Okay. And then let's create another one. Oh, whoops, actually I messed up. Sorry about that. We actually need to change it here, hover. Okay, perfect. Let me extend this again and create another variant. And this one's going to be called pressed down. Okay, and the whole property is going to be called state. So we have default, hover, and pressed down. So now when I go to this frame over here and go to interaction, I can connect that to the hover and do while hovering action change to hover, and this is going to be instant. Okay, this is going to be instant. From this state, what I'm going to do is connect that to this state and do while pressing. Okay, so while pressing, change to press down animation instant. And just so we can test this now and actually differentiate, I'm going to do, when hovering, I'm going to make this color a bit lighter. Okay, so when hovering, it's going to be lighter. And when pressing, it's going to be a bit darker. Okay, even darker than this background. Now I'm going to create an instance of the default state, and I'm going to put it on my About Us page. Okay, on my About Us page. And let me now launch the preview, and I'm on About Us, and here's the component. And you can see that when I hover over the handle, it's going to light up. And then when I press it down, I'm clicking with my touchpad, and when I press it down, it's gonna change color again. Perfect. By the way, the stuff that you can see here, that's what we created in one of the previous episodes. And also I want to show you this. It's actually pretty cool. If we go to blog and then go to an article, we also created this component over here that is responsive. And this actually is functional on a live site. Yeah, so just a shameless plug for the previous episode. Sorry about that. Let me go back to the slider. So with this interaction now in place, what I'm going to do is actually create an instance of this again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this and put it inside the slider container. This slider container is going to be slightly taller so we can see this whole thing essentially. And actually this is not going to be top and bottom. It's going to be, let's do reset instance. This is going to be left and top actually. Okay. And now that I look at it, I think actually we're not gonna need this extra frame, I think. But I think we can now do full rounding on the slider container so that we basically just get this situation going on. All right. And then what I'm going to do is with this slider handle selected, I'm going to go to interactions and add an interaction. And under play, I'm going to do draggable. Okay, so it's going to be draggable. The momentum is going to be disabled and bounds are going to be parent. Okay, bounds are going to be parent. And now let me take this slider container and actually remove this and this. And let me place it on my page. Let me place that on my page and launch the preview and see what happens. Okay, let's make it desktop, About Us. And when I go here and then click and drag, you can see that we have this nice, beautiful slider. All right. So what I'm going to do next is actually, let me revert those changes. I will also grab the slider progress from the component and just duplicate it into the slider container and do Option H, Option V. And I will actually make this fully rounded, first of all. Then I'm going to go to the slider handle in the slider progress and make that fully rounded as well. And then let me grab this again, and I'm going to do gray. Okay, let's do gray. And let me do Command Option left bracket to move it behind the slider handle component. Then let me turn that into a component and just call this slider. And then let me create an instance of that and place that on my page. And now I'm going to test what's going to happen. Again, about us. All right, and you can see that we have this beautiful slider that actually works. As I said, nothing happens, but you can slide it. I can duplicate this like multiple times, and you can see that if I do that, and since it's a component or since it's a copy, I can now basically move these independently, right? I can move these independently, and it's very smooth and pretty straightforward. So that's pretty great. That's pretty nice. You know, since you probably noticed that for some reason the hover and press down states do not work, even though it should technically happen, right? So we are pressing down on the nested component, but maybe there's a problem with the pressed down being defined on this level and not on this level. So let me actually drag these out of the component. I'm gonna basically just delete those two extra states, and I'm gonna try and do them here. So if I add a state, let me go to slider, and the property is gonna be called state, and we're gonna have default hover, and then one more, and that's gonna be pressed down. And I'm gonna do exactly the same thing here. So I'm gonna from this thing over here, I'm gonna connect that to the second variant, okay? And I'm gonna do, while hovering, it's gonna change to this one. And then from this one, what I'm gonna do is connect that to the last one and do while pressing, change to press down instant. And now I'm gonna command click the circle and change the colors here. Okay, so I'm gonna do slightly lighter on hover and then darker on pressed down. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna try. All right, so pressed down is gonna be a little darker. So let me now use an instance of that, or actually we have the instances here. So let me relaunch the preview, and I'm gonna go to About Us. Let's go to About Us, and I'm gonna try and see what happens. Okay, so yeah, apparently, yeah, the hover state just doesn't work. That's unfortunate, but let me actually do one last thing. Let me actually try and set the interaction on this whole thing. So instead of originating the interaction from here, I'm going to originate it from the entire thing. So let me do while hovering, change to hover, and then from here, let's do while pressing from this entire thing. While pressing, change to press down, animation instant. And if this is not going to work, then unfortunately, that's just the way it is. And yeah, so it's kind of working, but it's become very buggy. So I don't think that Figma Sites can actually deal with this. So let me just remove those extra states, which is going to have to deal with the fact that we're not going to be able to do these interactions. It's a shame, but that's the way it is. And I'm going to try and add some effects to this slider, just very basic visual effects. Let me try and do an inner shadow. So let's try and make this look a bit like it's an actual dent in the surface. That can look cool. Then on this thing over here, let me actually set a gradient. This gradient is going to go from the lighter color to the same color, or actually from the color at the bottom, original, to a lighter color at the top, I think, like this. I think that could look cool. Then a stroke. Let me add a stroke. It's white and maybe a bit transparent, or maybe just dark and transparent. Or maybe this could be also an inner shadow. Let me do an inner shadow. It's going to be positioned like this, rather towards the bottom. Okay. I think that could look cool. We could add a little bit of skeuomorphism to this slider. And then let me add another inner shadow. Let me make this one white, and it's going to originate from the bottom. It could be like this. Why don't we make it a bit darker actually and originate from the top? What do we think? Just brainstorming, playing around here. Okay. Yeah, I think this is okay. I think this is good. So that makes it look more 3D, more visually interesting. There's an endless amount of visual modifications you can do here. So definitely do one that it's kind of according to your taste. All right, so there's also this limitation where you can see that this corner rounding isn't 100% identical on the left and right, but I wasn't able to find a workaround on this. But I think this is, this is perfectly, I think this is actually enough. Okay, so to just simulate kind of an interaction on your pages like this, what you could do then is also make code from design. So this is going to load up Figma Make, I think. I'm not sure that this is actually what we need exactly, but you could theoretically edit the code and then maybe consult with your developer what are the possibilities of actually making this functional. But as a UI prototype, essentially, as a component, as a visual component mainly, you can use that. Now let me actually publish this. Let me see if this actually works on a live site. So let me go to publish over here and then update. All right, and here it is. I can now drag this. This is a live site, by the way. This is our sample website, and you can drag these around. I think this looks pretty good. I think this is satisfactory. Okay, so again, if you want to save time and support the channel, check the link in the description where you can download the source file for this and all these other cool things we have created across this website. And if you need personalized help and would like to meet me, also go and check out the link in the description. Okay, I hope you found this video useful. I hope you learned something new. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe for more. Thank you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one.